we'll do some questions in series, then we'll go for data frame. So the difference in series and data frame is series is a one-dimensional array and data frame is a two-dimensional array. That you will understand better when we will start using data frame. So let's complete this. Then that will be a better option for you to understand data frame. So now here what I'm doing is series 5. So this is np.name. So I'm chi, the values with the index chi, I'm making those values as null values. This is how we can make null values. We have seen yesterday. Right? So I'll make another series 6. It's with same number of values. So I'll copy and paste this. Okay. And one more thing, we can check what values are null values. So to check, just write series name and just write is and you will null. That's it. One second, let me put this in a comment. This might create. Let's print this and see. Yeah. So you can see true, false, true, false. So wherever it is false, you have the values, and wherever it is true, those are null values. So this is how you can see in your data wherever you have null values. Okay, so we have made CHI. We have made CHI as null values, np.name, NAN. So C is true, H is true, and I is true. Yeah, correct. Rest all values we are getting false, right? So this is how you can make. So here also, using where condition, you can fill this null values with from the second series, from this series. So how to do that, I'll tell you. Okay, so I'll create one more element here, series 7. Okay, so in this I will give series first. I'll define pd dot series. Come, one more thing I wanted to tell you. Here we are importing pandas as pd, and from pandas we have given import as series. So if you want, so this is like you're importing pandas as pd. That means whenever you are using pandas, you need to give this. You need to specify pd in the front of those programs, right? Suppose series, suppose data frame. So here we are specifying pd dot series. So in that case, if you don't want to specify, you can write this in this also. From pandas import star. This star we used to use in SQL, right? MySQL to get all information. Star represents everything, no? So here also from pandas import star. If you do, you don't have to give pd again and again. Okay. So if you don't get pd also, it will run. Just write series in front of that. So I'm writing series here, and I'm giving a condition np dot where. Then here we need to give condition, right? C comma a comma b. So C is a condition, A executes for true and B executes for false. C condition, I mean, I will keep this in C, okay? C is equals to this. You can print C, you can get the same output. So give a condition C here, and series 5 and this is series 6. Then you need to specify index. So index you can give as series 5 dot index. So it can copy the index from series 5 itself. This index it will be copied here. This is how you can give. Okay. Now let's print. We are getting all the values A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and wherever we don't have series 5 we are printing, right? Yeah, and wherever it was null values, it will get all the values from this series, from the second series. This is what I am doing here. So I made first series, this series, And in this series, I made CHI indexed values as null values. So this time. Okay. Then I made another series, series 6, the same entries, and here I have given a condition. C is equal to series 5 dot is null. So whatever null values you have, you will get all the null values there, like in the form of boolean outputs. Okay, so these are called as boolean. You might be knowing, right? And I've made another series, series 7. In this series, I am giving a condition using where, and the condition is wherever you have this null value, wherever you have null values. So in the place of 2, you can use this series 6. I mean this value, and in the place of false, you can use series 5 value. So this is what it is doing. So let me print this value also. This will be better. So series 5 and series 6. So we have 5, 7. So you can see both the values are different. Anyhow, we are giving all the randoms values. Then also values will come different for both the series. Wait, I'll increase the size. See, for series 5, we have A 5, A as 8 and B as 5. Here you can see A as 6 and B as 5. This is for the condition. We made series 7, and this is where we are adding those values. So 8.0, A is 8.0, okay, and B is 5. C we need to see. C is 9.0. Okay, so it is taking the second series value. Okay, so now we'll go for data frame. I'll make one more Python 5. So I will be saving these files here, so we can copy paste or we can use another video, no problem. So for data frame is actually a representation of a tabular format. So in Excel sheet, you might be seeing some tables, you might be creating some tables, right? So if you want to view those tables or those tabular formats in Python, we use data frames to view those actually. So data frame is the main advantage in Python is that you can view any tabular format and you can do anything with the tabular format. You can manipulate any data in tabular format. That is the advantage of using a data frame. And a difference in data frame and a series is I mean one dimensional array data object and data frame is two dimensional array. So we'll see how to create a data frame using a dictionary and then we'll go further. So here you import PA and pandas as PD. So I'm importing this because I have a habit of writing PD in front of data frame and series. So it's up to you how you can write. So I'm creating a variable xyz is equals to so this is day and I'm giving all the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 values. These are days and I'm creating a small dictionary with number of days and number of visitors and number of bounce rates. So we have some websites, right? We have this example of a website. How many in each day? How many people are coming to a website? How many visitors are coming? And how many? And what is the bounce rate we have? So this is a normal dictionary I'm creating here. So these are visitors. So this 1,000, then 700, then 600. and this is a bounce rate. Bounce rate is around 20, 20, 23 videos. Okay. So just try Anaconda. Anaconda actually takes too much time to open. Yeah, this shows it is running because Jupyter Notebook is running here. This is a symbol of Jupyter Notebook. You can see this screen. Okay, so you can see now. So this is Anaconda Navigator, and there are so many things: Qt console, Jupyter Lab, console shortcut, and all. Spider. Spider is used for Python. And VS Code uses Orange C. I don't know. This R Studio is used for R programming, and Jupyter Notebook is used for Python programming. So we use this Jupyter Notebook here. So you can launch this after clicking here. Okay. So there is a option coming upload. You can see. Beside upload, there is new. Click on new. Yeah, there is Python 3, right? Click on Python 3. A new page will open. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So for adding cells, you can execute each cell at a time. Okay. So for adding cells, there is a plus sign. You can click on this plus sign to add, and this is for cutting the cells. So you can remove cells also. So for removing, you can remove, you can cut selected cells. This is how you can remove. And this is copy selected items. This is paste selected items. And this is for saving. But you don't need to save the file again and again. It will get automatically saved in your system when you click on close button. Okay. And here this is untitled. It is written here, right? So you can write anything. Because I am writing panda, panda day 2. So this is how you can rename your file. And one more thing, there are 2 3 options. This is for code, markdown, raw, NP, commit. This is for heading. Suppose I'm giving it on heading. So I'll create one heading, data frame. So if there is only one hash, it will give the largest font size. If you want to decrease the font size, you can give 2 hash. It will decrease the font size. So give more hash, it will decrease. Or keep on one hash only. And for executing, just click on Control plus Enter. It will get executed. And move this. So I have a cell here. So in cell, click on this. This markdown is written here. No? So default it will code only. You can do markdown or you can do heading. So we can write anything inside the cell, or we can write with any font size and those type of things. So I'm clicking on heading. Click on heading. It will show markdown only. But in heading we write using hash here. Okay, so if you have only one, it will give the largest font size we have in the notebook. So here I'm giving data frame. You can see this is the largest one. If you give more hashes, it will decrease the size. It will keep on decreasing the size. And this is the smallest size. So till here, if you have done, click on press Control and Enter. It got executed. So if you do using markdown, you can write anything here. Right. Welcome to the course and this type of things. Control Enter if you press. This is all. So this will also be getting executed in this form. Okay. So I'll add more cells here, and we'll start with data frames. And yeah, this is the kernel. So if suppose anything happens in VPN, so you can shut down, you can reconnect, or you can restart and run all. So it happens actually most of the times. It won't run or it hangs in between. It won't hang actually. It takes time to run for a particular cell. So you can shut down or you can restart and run all. Then it will run all the programs. So here, in the same way, A plus B. Suppose A I am giving a 7 and B is equals to 8. Okay. And C I am giving Let me do. So I can print, yeah, you can execute this cell at this time, and here also you can print the same value, print C. C. Okay, okay, great. So we'll start now. Start with data frames, what we were doing in Python. Yeah, this is I was doing there, no? Yeah, so we were creating a data frame using dictionary. So this is a dictionary I made with key values as this. Print X, Y, Z here. So you can see and print of X, Y, Z. So this is a dictionary type. Now how to make a dictionary into a data frame? Just write, I'm giving a variable, suppose df, I'm giving a variable equals to p. I have not imported pandas p. And print pandas at pd. And from panda import series and data frame. This is how you write a data frame. Bigger, then A, T, A is smaller, and F is bigger. And in C is also series, the first letter is the uppercase, in uppercase. We are importing both. We imported series last time. We are importing data frame also. You need to import data frame before using it. Okay. So this mark means it is getting executed. I mean, that is not executed till that time. Star means it is getting executed. If a number comes, so the execution is completed. This is the output coming here, just below the cell.
Okay.
Here also we saw the output just below the cell. So output will come below the cell only. So you have run this, done this one more, and here I will give a variable name as df is equals to pd dot data frame of x y z. That's it. Let's run this and let's write df. Yeah, you can see this is a data frame. So we have day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Default index also we are getting something here. We have number of visitors and we have some bounce rate. And this data only has converted it to data frame. This is how you can convert any form of data to a data frame. Next thing we can do is we can check the shape. ds dot ssap. ds dot shape of, I mean this variable shape. Shape will give, if you run this, yeah, this is the only code. ds dot shapes give you number of rows and number of columns. Column, comma, row, row, comma, CIUMNS, columns if I give is equal to df dot data shape. You will get those things in single format. I mean, if you want only rows, you will get rows. Rows are, and if you want only columns, you can get columns there. Okay. Now I'll add more cells now. One more data frame here. So we can create pd dot data frame using those random values used in series, right? The same way. So np dot a range. We have to import. We are using npa, so we need to import np. No? Np means numpy. So numpy and np. Okay, so np dot a range I'm giving, and I'm giving a reshape reshape need to give a matrix format, right? So this is a matrix format. Reshape to 5 cross 5. Let's see if it gets executed. We are getting an error. Reshape is not defined. Why it is not defined? Dot reshape 5 to 5. Oh, sorry, dot reshape it is. I giving comma. Yeah. df1 if we print. So you can see the values. We took some random values, random 25 values from the beginning, and we reshaped it to 5 cross 5. So this is a matrix form, and this is a keyword you are getting. I mean, the index. So you can change the columns and the index also. So this is how you can change. I'll copy this here in this cell, and I'll give index is equals to this list of A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. And I'll give columns here, COLUMN. Column is equals to col1, col2, then comma, col3, col. So I'll give this as df11 here. Let's run and see. So you saw we changed the names of columns, and here also we change the index A, B, C, D, E. So this is how you can change the index and you can change the column names. So I'll give you one more example. So see, we have made names key, and in names key we have given some names, and in weight we have given some weight, and this is the index we have given. You can create data frame like in so many ways. Okay, so this is dictionary here I am using actually. So let's see what we can do with dictionaries now. For this, I will create a data frame. df here create, and I will make a dictionary here. Okay. So this. I'm giving some random companies here. Facebook 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll make another key with price. Suppose 100, 200, 400, 100. How many values here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 600, 150. So this 300. And we have ticker values. So ticker values we have this, this, and here I'll give an index. Index is equal to list of A, B, C, list of A, B, C, D, E. That's it. Let's run and see. Will it syntax? So you need to close a curly bracket here, then only it will run. And then index is equal to A, B, C, D, E. Let's then, yeah, now it's getting executed. Yes, 315. So you can see this is data frame what I was making actually. Now, if you want to take only the pricing of this, just write df3 dot. Okay. Okay, and this is how you can take one particular column at a time. And if you want ticker also we can get df. Yeah, ticker values we got. Then suppose if I give df3 here as company and ticker, only company. If I want two values at a time, then you can give in this way. There is just make sure there are two square brackets in the beginning and in the end. And if suppose if you want the values of this price, I mean the price values to be more than 200, suppose. So let's see what we can do. Right, this price. Are you sure? It is greater than 200. Yeah, false, false, true, true, false. So this is a Boolean way of taking out. So if you want to give the values, I mean, so just write df3, then in bracket you write the price. Here I see it is greater than 200. Let's see, you are getting a boolean, right? So right, keep this inside a bracket. In this bracket, and write df3 in the beginning. So you can get the values which are more than 200. So price are more than 200. Okay. Yeah. If you want to add a column, so just write df3. Give a column name here. So we have company, price, ticker, and suppose I'll give some random column here. NOE is equals to 1000 for all. DF3, let's turn and see. So this NOE is created. Another column is created.
Yes.
Okay, and all the values are 1000 because I've given all the values as 1000. Now, if you want to give other separate values, so for giving separate values, you need to give it inside a list. I mean, 1000, then 100, then 350, then 500, then 450. So how many index? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, now we have given it, like if we pass it in a list, so it will come, like all indexing will get different values. This is how you can make different values, and you can add a separate column. So if you want your NOE to decrease, if you want to decrease with some values, just write df of NOE is equals to df of NOE minus 200. I mean this is df3, right? So here I am printing df3. So you can see here subtracting it from 200. This is minus 100 because it was 100 here. So this is how you can operate with data frames. This is how you can do like some things with data frames.